Hey, it's Dr. Matt Bradbury here. Today I actually wanted to talk to you about some of my tips for runners and some things that I would suggest to make your life easier, especially as it gets warmer and maybe you get off the treadmill and outside, or you're just starting up your running regimen. Here's some tips that I found have worked really well in the past. First, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about anatomy and have an understanding of some of these connections that come across. Remember that everything's connected, right? So how you move from the ankle, your knees, your hips, all is connected, and your whole body is going to be controlled by your nervous system, which send messages from your brain all the way down through your spinal cord to your muscles, but also your organs. So, first and foremost, as a chiropractor, I'm concerned with how you function through here. Pelvis, spinal joints, those are all going to be really important for how you move. Now, some of the things you can take care of your own, on your own accord, actually involve just moving your hips a bit better, using a lacrosse ball or a foam roller, and using something called the couch stretch. So remember, when you first start to get out, your body may not be aware of efficiently moving, right? So you want to make yourself more efficient, right? And some of these things that travel through here, the nerves are going to be really important. You don't want to get to the point where you irritate those, and some of the joints are going to be really important. So if you move and teach yourself to move better, you're less likely to break down and become injured in the long run. So the first one that I actually really like is consider that your hip flexors have to bring your leg along as you run. So what I would suggest is spending some time in the couch stretch. I find that really effective, especially all these muscles that come off here. Go to the top of your leg, come through here, go to the top of your leg. Opening those up and loosening those up a bit, because you may find you get really tight as you begin that new running regimen. And I'll show you what I mean here. Think from the side, you want your spine to be stiff and you want to open up your hips. So what I would suggest is just get on the edge of the couch. Okay, this is the bottom of your couch. This is the headrest. Just spend some time like this. With this straight, your torso straight, your spine straight, and you're working on this leg as the target. So you may find some quad tightness. Hang out in this position, breathe. You can put your hands over your head if you want to take it more to an end range. And I would spend time in that position, excuse me, in the evening, anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes per side, especially if you sit at the desk all day and then you go and run. Give that one a try and let me know how you make out. The other one I really like is just get yourself a ball like this. You can pick it up. You can find these at the dollar store, the sports store, and it should be somewhat hard so you get into those tissues and move the way you want to move. Now with this, I would actually use it on the top of my glute, right? So what you can do is get on the surface, whether it's the couch, the edge of a harder seat, and just hang out like this, and you can work on loosening your glute. Now what I would do is actually right side ball on the right side glute, bring this up and over like this, and just focus on breathing. Again, you're gonna get some of those muscles that cross over through here, your SI joint, which is through here, some of your glute, top of your glute right through here. You know, when you feel right here, this bone, right through there, the top, your glute med, a smaller portion of your glute, you can target that. You may find some tender areas, focus on your breathing. The other thing I'd actually want you to focus on if I was just starting and getting back into running is right through here. So here's the side, here's my hip, right? Some of these small intrinsic muscles are gonna get tight and sore. So what I would suggest is just get on the side of, whether you lay on the ground, the side of a hard surface, and just like this, focus on, you're gonna find here, it's probably pretty tender, so focus on your breathing. Hang out there, and you can rock back and forth, and you can actually put your leg through a range of motion, and see how I flex my hip, flex my knee, and extend. You may want to make anywhere from 5 to 10 passes. And again, that is right through here. Last one that I actually wanted to bring to your attention was, you may find the front of your legs get really stiff and sore, and you may find the term shin splints comes up. One thing that I find useful is actually using this ball again. And just hanging out on a carpeted surface, maybe something a little softer, and just putting it on the meaty part on the front of your leg, and just focus on going over any tender areas. When you find an area that's tender, focus on your breathing, hang out there, and you can put some pressure on it and go back and forth between the bone and the soft tissue. Don't get too aggressive on top of the bone, otherwise you may find yourself sore. And you can work your way up, working on those tissues and loosening them up because they may not be used to moving the way you're moving now. So keep in mind, mechanics all the way from your ankle, your knee, your hip are going to be really important. I mean, the last thing that really want to focus on, and that's what we focus on in the office, is if your spine is stuck and shifted, these spinal joints actually give good information to your brain and all the way down and can really maximize efficiency. So if you're stuck or shifted in your spine, it's always going to be a factor regardless of doing all the soft tissue and the stretches. It's going to be one really important area that you may want to address yourself as well and consider finding yourself a neurostructural chiropractor. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to help you out and answer them. If you have something in particular you want to ask a question about, please reach out. Otherwise, in the comments below, let me know how we did. And if you found it beneficial, please share it and get the message out as well. I'll talk to you soon.